It's ironic that now I can't even bring my product from my own farm into my own country.
An Idaho woman worries President Trump's tariffs could mean the end for her overseas business. Grove Fruit Growers grows and processes mangoes in Southeast Asia before exporting them for sale in the U.S. And as Abby Davis learned, Corey Carver lives in Boise and had just broken into the market when these tariffs were announced. Abby?
Jude, Carver says it took 7 years to get to this point, and now uncertainty over how high the tariffs could climb puts all her hard work at risk. Corey Carver says her 110-acre mango farm in Cambodia is lifting farmers there out of poverty by connecting them to buyers worldwide.
We offer sustainable wages, clean drinking water, food staples. So it's essentially a hand up so that people can help themselves in countries where they may not have as many opportunities.
The Boiseans started Grove Fruit Growers in 2018. Now she says the future of her company is in jeopardy because of the Trump administration's tariffs.
It's just a devastating situation, and I don't know if we'll be able to continue.
The mangoes are grown in Cambodia and processed in Vietnam. Carver says they had just broken into the U.S. market
because it took time to develop buyers.
When the administration announced in April a 49% tariff on Cambodia and a 46% tariff on Vietnam, set to go into effect in early July. Currently, there's a 10% tariff on all imports from both countries.
We've negotiated within the supply chain for these specific orders at the 10% tariff. But then after this order is negotiated, I'm not sure that we'll get the business again.
The idea is that we want to promote more U.S. industry, more U.S. manufacturing, more U.S. growth. It's also a trade lever to negotiate how these policies are eventually going to play out.
However, Boise State International Business professor Jack Marr says there are flaws in the president's plan.
Not all industries are transferable. These people have been growing mangoes for hundreds and hundreds of years, whereas it's never been a big U.S. product.
I understand trying to manage the trade imbalances, but in regards to mango, in regards to my project specifically, there's really no rationale behind it. I feel like we're kind of caught in the crosshairs.
Carver says they could try to sell to a different country other than the U.S., but that takes a lot of time and money, and she's not sure if they have the resources. Before the U.S., they tried to sell the mangoes in Russia, but Carver says they had to pivot after Russia invaded Ukraine. Jude?
And Abby, of course, there's always the possibility that these higher tariffs don't go into effect.
Right, it just depends on what the U.S. and these Southeast Asian countries negotiate in the coming months.
All right, thank you, Abby.